So if you're like me, I gotta know what's going on behind the green curtain when somebody gives a demo because it seems a little too sleight of handy, you know, a little weird if I don't know what's going on. So let me explain what our topology is. Number one, we have basic topology that scales, right? And that's our cloud instances here, right? So on the left, we have AWS, right? With our cloud APIC, bing, that guy right there. And the cloud APIC is controlling all of the stuff within AWS. We have a transit gateway that we talked about earlier with two CSR 1000 Vs. Everything connects up to the transit gateway, and we have 4 AWS instances running in the back. Over here on the Azure side, this guy, bing, that is our cloud APIC controller for Azure. We have 2 CSR 1000 Vs, and we have a couple VMs that are running in London back on that side. And then finally, our one ring to rule them all is MSO. Now the reason we're using MSO is that MSO allows you to automate and orchestrate all of the stuff that goes into these 2 different cloud providers without having to learn the individual tool sets of those cloud providers. You just use MSO and you stand up the infrastructure that you need. So let's go check it out. So we're going to log into MSO here, and we're going to see, as we log in, we're going to see the dashboard, right? Now, in this scenario, we're imagining that these are living in the UK, and we can look and see at a very quick glance what's going on with these 2 different sites. But let's go down into infrastructure here and check the sites, right? So on our Azure cloud, we can see it's running firmware 502E. It's in Azure. We don't have any encryption, and then we have our controller URL, right? Down here in AWS, we have our site that's named DCWW. It's Azure, and here's our URL, right? And if we go up here to application management and we look at tenants, we can see that we've got Acme Global, which is a tenant, and it is assigned to 2 sites, and it is assigned to 2 schemas, and we have DCWW that is assigned to 2 sites. So let's go look at these cloud APICs and see what's assigned to those sites. So we're first going to go into AWS. So let's go look at this. Now we could look at here and see all the infrastructure that's going on, but we're not really going to mess with that today. We're going to go to Cloud Resources, and we're going to go look at our availability zones and our regions, and we're going to see, oh, yep, here are those 4 tenants that we talked about earlier, right? And the VPCs associated with them. Then we're going to go here, and we're going to look at our tenants, and we're going to see, oh, look, remember how we were talking about we had Acme Global and DCWW, and they were assigned to 2 sites? Here we see those 2 sites. One is Acme Global, that's created by MSO, and one is DCWW, that is created by MSO. Now we can click on these and get a little bit of information. It was configured by MSO. See all the information for that. Get a little bit more, get a little bit more in-depth information. But right now, we're not really going to mess with this. We're gonna leave our information there, and we're going to go over to this cloud APIC for Azure. So let's log in here. We're going to go to our resources, and we're going to look at our regions, right? And we're going to see, yep, we have our 2 tenants here, just like we were talking about earlier. We're going to go application management, and we're going to look at our tenants. And there we go. We have our Acme Global, right? And it looks just like the infrastructure that we had deleted, that we had pushed, sorry, not deleted, from MSO. So if we go back here, we can see that we have created this tenant and we've pushed it out to 2 different disparate clouds, and we didn't have to go through the rigmarole of translating it. MSO does that for us. So that's our first little demo here.